G'day guys, Brendan here with SMT. Now, on to helping your woman orgasm, and there are different types of orgasms that we're going to go over in the next series of videos. First one, clitoral orgasm. So in our full body massage series, we have already covered a little bit of stimulation of the clitoris. That is just with our fingers. So the key rule with touching the clitoris and a lot of areas down there for a woman is going to be, especially early on, is going to be a good way to tell is rub your two fingers together, your thumb and your index finger, and if you can feel your fingerprint, that's how hard you want to go. It's super soft, super soft. So you want to be able to still feel your fingerprint. Second of all, you want to have communication set up beforehand. So obviously, you want consent from both you and your recipient before the massage even begins. So you want to already establish that. Deciding in the spur of the moment to do it is probably not the best move for a structured erotic full body massage, because the massage isn't necessarily about arousal. It certainly can be, and I'd say most of them are about arousal at the end of the day, but it really has a big emphasis on healing as well. Whereas this move that's coming up is more just about arousal. And then during the massage, or during the stimulation part, where you're actually stimulating the clitoris and building a woman up towards a clitoral orgasm, you want to establish just a sign. I usually find not even verbal cues, but literally just if she puts a hand up, that's a good way to tell like that she's saying it's a little bit too full on, and to back off. So how you do that is you literally often your mouth will be, let's say for the clitoris for instance, whether it's your mouth, your tongue, or your fingers that are sort of stimulating her at the time, if you then just stop moving and then slowly pull away. That's generally the way to go. Often you can just stop moving. She'll just catch her breath, compose herself a little bit, and then she's ready to sort of start again. And you don't even have to stop, like let go of her. But yeah, to be safe, that's always a good move as well. Just let her know that like if it gets a bit too full on, just raise a hand and do that. Now, if you guys are doing any sort of like, this is getting into another territory as well, just very briefly, but if you guys are into like bondage, obviously if she is like loosely tied up or anything like that, if you guys have already agreed upon that and that's something you want to try out, first of all, awesome, good for you guys for trying something new. If you guys have done it plenty of times before, also awesome, good for you guys for having an adventurous sex life. But essentially, yeah, you can come up with another cue, and that way you can do like a verbal cue if you want to. You can do, yeah, you can literally have like her knee, like, you know, one thing you can do is like her legs will be sort of like splayed out, and if she kind of like, you know, just nudges you with her knee, or you know, kicks you with a heel, there's lots of different things you can do. So I'll let you guys come up with whatever you prefer. Now getting into it, so what we've already done is basically keeping the hood over the top of the clitoris at first, and then pulling it down, with the hood over the top, rubbing back and forth with plenty of coconut oil, and again a super soft touch. Once she's ready, you can build up towards actually pulling the hood back. So the way you would do that is typically just place a hand just above the clitoris, not on top but just above, and then just pull the skin back from there. Once she's aroused as well, the clitoral hood will naturally retract anyway. So, but again, you can always give it a helping hand as long as she's ready, and then you can always do that sort of up and down movement with super soft touch with the clitoral hood retracted back. Delving into what to do with your mouth if you want to use that as well. So typically, what you'll do with your other two hands, first of all, one thing that's great is to give her some support underneath her hips. So you literally grab under her butt with one arm like that. So you got sort of one cheek in one hand, and then her hips are all being supported by your arm. You can also just use a pillow and slide a pillow underneath her hips, which is really nice as well, just to prop her hips up a little bit more. And then the other hand you can sort of use to very slowly just like press down on the perineum, which obviously the clitoris is up the top of the vulva, perineum down the bottom. So, and the labia basically joins them. So this one, perineum. So, excuse me, sorry, I just ate. But basically you can often, you know, pinch like that if you want to with your thumb down the perineum, or you can just go like that. I usually do the pinch, but whatever you prefer. Then, with as far as the tongue goes, so typically you can either flick up and down with the tongue, and keep in mind your tongue does have two different textures. So underside is softer, top side is a bit rougher, so you can play around with both and see which ones she prefers. But yeah, naturally, I suppose you'll go up with the rougher side of the tongue underneath, and then as you come back down, that'll be the underside of your tongue. But yeah, have a play around with it if you want, and just see how she reacts to both. The other thing would be also using the tongue on the clitoris is circles around like that. Again, you don't have to necessarily be touching the clitoris. You can go just around the edge and come very, very close. And then like as she gets more aroused and as she sort of like thrusts her hips more into your face, or literally grabs your head and pushes it down, then you can start actually making contact with the clitoris and doing circles around the clitoris like that. Another big one is basically going side to side, which again, really easy to play around with. Side to side along the underside, side to side along the top of the clitoris, play around with it, and you're just constantly gauging her reaction here and just seeing what she likes. And typically with this rule of thumb, once she really, really enjoys something, you just keep doing that. You don't have to speed anything up. Usually keeping things at a constant tempo is the best way to go. And then you can always move on to sucking as well. So sucking typically I've found is even more popular than the licks, especially when she's coming towards orgasm. That's only in my experience. You know, there's going to be loads of women out there, I'm sure, who prefer licking as well. But I've found, for me personally, most once a lot of them really enjoy the licking, but once she is getting ready to build up towards orgasm, that's a good time to sort of like start the sucking. It's literally going to be, it's as simple as that. Really, there's not really much else to it. I usually just sort of place my tongue sort of on the underside of the clitoris, and then just suck away from there. Keep the intensity about the same, and for what it's worth, lots of moans while you do it as well. It gives her confidence that you're enjoying what you're doing as well. And also it's just a bit of a turn on for her as well. For some women really, really enjoy it. So yeah, it's that's also a good little just tip to help make it as enjoyable for her and help make her reassured that you're really enjoying what you're doing. So they're basically the main sort of tips as far as giving oral goes. I'm gonna leave, there's obviously different types of orgasms we can get to in another video, which we will get to very shortly. We'll throw a video out there tomorrow going over how to stimulate the G-spot. So you can also stimulate the G-spot while stimulating the clitoris at the same time, because you do have two hands available as well, along with your mouth. So you've got a bit to play with here. So you can do a few things at once if you do want to challenge yourself and have a bit of fun with it. But for now, you can pretty much just keep the support under her hips, keep that little pinch on her perineum, and even just like give it a bit of a massage as you go. And then just do any of those techniques I've mentioned with your tongue, with your mouth, and it works really, really well to give her an amazing clitoral orgasm. Of course, the main thing is always C&C, consent and communication. That's going to be the key. There will be women out there who aren't really into oral sex at all or receiving it, and that may be for a variety of reasons, which she will let you know if she's comfortable sharing it. But yeah, ultimately it's a wonderful gift you can give someone you really like and really enjoy spending time with, and yeah, great way to spoil the woman you really like. So I'll cut the video off there, and I'll get to the other types of orgasms in the next video tomorrow. So have a great day, guys. Feel free to subscribe to the channel, and there's obviously loads of videos on the channel, so feel free to check those out. This one is a bit more sort of, explicit. We've got obviously a full body massage series over there in lots and lots of videos, so everything covered, all parts of the body, not just the vulva, not just the vagina. So yeah, if you guys are interested in any of those, feel free to check them out. And yeah, there'll be lots coming out. I'm pretty much doing videos every day now, so daily is pretty good actually. It's been pretty easy to sort of like keep to a daily schedule. So I'll see you guys in another video, and yeah, have a great day. Bye.